Marcus, I thought in the last game before break against Anderson, you obviously had 17 off the bench, and you had really good stretch there early in the season, and had kind of a slump a little bit, and then I thought, how much did that game help give you some confidence going into the break, and how much did that play any role in what you did tonight?
Most definitely, and me and Coach talked about it too. We were saying how that should definitely give me some momentum coming back into conference play, and I definitely just fed off that. And then, luckily for me, I was able to get hot and just keep firing it up there and keep making shots. So, that game was huge for me, for my confidence-wise. So, yeah.
Tyrese, I think you kind of got the team going. It was a little bit of a lull right there. And you hit a couple shots, and then the team just seemed to spark around that. Just talk about, is everybody kind of figuring out their role now that we're into conference play? Is your role more defined as to who you're going to be for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think Coach does a good job defining that before practice and during practice, like what your role is. Like for me, I'm a spark guy. Like I bring energy. I'm not going to go out there and score 30 every night. I may score 8. I may score 15. It just depends. Like Vandy, a rebound guy, and another energy guy. So like, yeah, I think we all know like what our role is by now, and we all do it pretty well.
This season is very similar to the season last year to this point. You may be a little bit better, a little bit more impressive, but there are losses and wins. One thing that seems to be different, is that last year you were more inclined to blow people away at the start, and this year you seem to get off to sort of slow starts. Why do you think that is?
I don't really know why that is. It's just a different team. That could be the main reason. I would say it's just a little bit of a different team, but I think we've done a little bit better job of starting off a little bit better. I think today we started off not great, but definitely better than we have in the past, and that's good. But, in my opinion, I think it's better to be a second-half team than a first-half team, so it's all working out.
Tyrese, things were not going well before you and Marcus kind of came in and kind of both provided that spark early on. You had 6 points and I think 4 boards, like right up in 5 minutes basically, and then you leave. And it's everybody that's been through this program has that kind of has kind of the same, probably gone through the same thing where you just kind of wait and you really don't know when you're going to get back in. You didn't get back in until kind of late in the second half, but you came back in and knocked down another 3. How do you keep kind of your edge when you're on the bench for that long? How do you not let that affect you, because you've got such a talented team that you just kind of got to wait your turn to get in the right moment to get back in?
Like you said, we got a very talented team. Anybody can get off any night. So, I just try to give energy to other people and stay engaged. So when it is my turn to get back in, I can knock that 3 down, really. So, yeah.
Tyrese, there was a point there where, there was an incredibly long stretch there where there was no ball that went out of bounds or anything. So you're just playing, and Coach kind of got onto you, but you were literally exhausted. Because, how do you respond in that situation? Because, you don't want to be talk back to your coach, but then you are literally exhausted.
I just got to trust what he's saying. He was right. I think I gave up a mid-range bucket to one of the players because I didn't hedge, and I just sat back there because I was really tired, obviously. But I just got to trust what he's saying and keep playing through it, and just so I can, when that point comes next year or even the next game, I can play through that and keep playing longer periods of time.
Marcus, this is probably just like my comment about the slow starts. If I studied it as much as y'all do, and particularly as much as your head coach does, I might find out that my memory is selective. Mm-hmm. However, it also seems to me that you come in damn handy because you have a tendency to be on when everybody else is off.
That's a good thing, yeah. It was kind of like that some games last year. Yeah, I remember ETSU last year here, everybody was off, but I somehow was on. So that's good for us. Mike, he wasn't really having the game he wanted scoring wise early on, but luckily I was there to take the pressure off him and Slauson. So that was good for everyone.
Marcus, the big focus for you guys has been defense, and I thought even with the slow start you had offensively, the defense brought it for the most part. There was a little run there where they got about 2 or 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. Coach called timeout, and it seemed to refocus y'all defensively. And I know defense has always been defense is why you played when you were younger. And
Right.
that's kind of your calling card.
Mhm.
Do you feel like the team made some definite progress in that step today?
Definitely. I want to say once we got back from Christmas break, Coach got on to us immediately about our defense, just pointing out the games that he rewatched from the past, saying that our defensive intensity and effort wasn't good enough, and he just got us refocused and recentered and kind of just made a few big adjustments to our defense and just the way we played, and that definitely showed today. We've been working really hard in the past couple of practices on it too, so it was good to see that shine through today.
Wanted to follow up real quick. You played 35 minutes tonight off the bench,
Yeah.
which is kind of
That was crazy, yeah.
Does it really matter if you come off the bench and
No,
play 35 minutes?
I mean, I told Coach it doesn't matter. Whatever we got to do to win, I don't care if I start or if I come off the bench, as long as I get to play. So that's all that matters. And it was fun being out there, and that was crazy because I came in and didn't come back out probably for the rest of the game until like the very end. But I was just appreciative to be out there for Coach to have that trust in me.
For either you guys or both you guys, is there a noticeable difference when you go into conference play? Like, can you tell the opponent's a little bit different and things are a little bit more scrappy going into it? Is that something that's noticeable to you guys?
I definitely feel a difference. It's just a feeling that you really get. I really can't explain it too well yet, but I mean, it's just a feeling. It is definitely different. It's just like more pride. You know, you're fighting to win the conference. We're definitely trying to win the conference this year. We definitely came up short last year, so I think today we made a great statement, and hopefully we can make another one versus Western.
In the game's most heated moments, I may not have seen it the same way as others did, but it looked like to me that the shot that was blocked and Mike took a tumble. It looked like to me that the problem really was the guy from VMI that came flying out on the court.
Yeah, that was I didn't even see him.
Well, I was actually taking pictures across the court. I wouldn't have seen it if I'd been sitting on press row.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I think he ended up getting ejected for that.
That's right.
Yeah,
But it wasn't that point.
Yeah. That was an interesting sequence right there.
Thank you, fellas.
No problem. Thank
Appreciate you.
Later on, when I transcribe this tape, my phone's gonna